Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Hello everyone, I'm Regina On. Whitney is on assignment today. Well, we've all heard the warning, gathering in large groups right now is just dangerous. In fact, in Washington, most such gatherings are currently banned under Governor Inslee's new COVID restrictions.
And now there is an online tool built by biologists at Georgia Tech, which puts a number on just how dangerous it is to gather in every county in the country. Our Casey Decker breaks down the data for Eastern Washington and North Idaho.
Want to invite some friends over for Thanksgiving this year? Planning on just sort of hoping none of them have COVID? Well, this tool will show you the odds of that working out for you based on where you live. And here's a hint, they're not great.
The map tells you the risk in every county in America of one person in your group having the coronavirus based on the size of the group. In Spokane County, there's a 21% chance that in a group of 10, someone is sick. In Kootenai County, it's a 29% chance. Interestingly, Eastern Washington as a whole is actually far riskier right now than Western Washington. That includes Seattle's King County, where there's 11% odds that someone in a 10-person group has COVID. According to this map, the most dangerous county to hold a gathering in Washington is Adams County, with a 36% chance. That's followed by Asotin, Garfield, Walla Walla, Chelan, Franklin, and then Spokane. Of North Idaho counties, only Bonner, Boundary, and Benawa are below 25% for a 10-person group. So what about for bigger groups? Let's say a wedding reception with 100 people. In Eastern Washington and North Idaho, it's nearly guaranteed someone at that reception will have COVID. 90% odds in Spokane County, 97% in Kootenai. 4 inland Northwest counties have odds 99% or higher: Adams in Washington and Clearwater, Nez Perce, and Lewis in Idaho.
So what factors go into that data? It's pretty simple. The team at Georgia Tech looks at the case numbers in each county to determine what percentage of people there are currently contagious with the virus. They factor in that those numbers are likely low due to low testing and underreporting. From there, it's a pretty straightforward calculation, usually with the same conclusion. Gathering in groups anywhere right now is extremely risky. If you want to take a look at the data yourself, text the word RISK to 509-448-2000. We'll send you back a link. Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
Good information there, Casey. Thank you. Meantime, the Spokane Regional Health District announced 227 new coronavirus cases today. 2 new deaths have also been reported. Currently, 114 COVID-19 patients are hospitalized, 89 of which are Spokane County residents. In terms of the positivity rate, or percent of positive tests, the state of Washington is sitting right at 7.9%. Meantime, Spokane County is at 17.8%. The goal is to be under 2%.
And the Panhandle Health District is reporting 241 new coronavirus cases today. There are currently 67 people hospitalized. There have been 99 total deaths. Well, a $135 million federal relief package is coming for small businesses, workers, and families in Washington. On Sunday, a $50 million package was announced, but today, Governor Jay Inslee announced it has been more than doubled. According to Inslee, Washington is on track to exhaust all of the state's coronavirus relief funds.
The new package includes $70 million in business support grants, $30 million in business loans, and $20 million for rental assistance. That will also go toward helping landlords who aren't receiving any rent. And $15 million will go toward energy assistance for low-income families.
We are in a very difficult situation, and we are acting to save people's lives in the state of Washington. But we also need to act to help people whose economic prospects have been damaged by this pandemic. So we are acting today in a significant way to help our business community in the difficult days they have responding to the pandemic and some of the restrictions that have been necessary to save lives in the state of Washington.
And businesses will be able to apply for the grants within the next week. It will be through the Washington Department of Commerce website. Today, Inslee also announced a cap on third-party delivery fees to help restaurants struggling to stay afloat. Delivery fees charged to the restaurant will be capped at 15% and total fees at 18%. And you at 6 here, Spokane City Council members are calling for a resolution to condemn white supremacy after a viral video showed members of Gonzaga's Black Student Union Zoom call was hacked. Last week, hackers joined a Zoom meeting, then started using racial slurs on that call. And today, several Spokane City Council members, including Betsy Wilkerson, are calling for a change in light of this hate crime.
So it was important to speak out that as a city, this is not who we are. And council does not support hate on any level for anyone.
Wilkerson says she has a meeting set up with Gonzaga's president Thane McCullough on creating a new resolution against hate. The university says the investigation is still ongoing. Authorities say IP addresses linked to the hackers are both domestic and international. Our Morgan Trout will have that full story coming up tonight at 10.
All right, let's talk weather now, shall we? It is Friday night. We have made it to the weekend, well, at least almost. Let's bring in meteorologist Tom Sherry. And Tom, what can we expect for the weekend?
Well, if you enjoyed today's sunshine, you're going to get it again on Saturday, but it is going to be a chilly night tonight. But I think it's a good looking weekend for November weather. Look at it now. We've got cloudy skies. The winds are calm. And look at the United States Pavilion all lit up like that. Just beautiful. 39 degrees. That's the current temperature. The cloud cover has moved in. We're also seeing a little bit of light snow up in extreme northeastern Washington and northern Idaho, but as it continues to move farther south, you can see it really begins to dissipate. So for the weekend, we'll talk about that sunshine again on Saturday. A cold start at 28, but then you'll see a high of 44. Sunday, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies, a high of 43, with a possibility of some snow showers developing late Sunday night into early Monday morning. I'll have a look at your 10-day outlook coming up in a few minutes.
Now, your Northern Quest Sports Desk.
WSU fans are going to have to wait at least another week to see the Cougs.
News broke this afternoon that the Cougars had not met the Pac-12's 53 scholarship player threshold and would not be able to play against Stanford tomorrow. KREM 2 Sports Director Brenna Green joining us now with the very latest on this situation. Brenna?
Yeah, part of the reason why the Cougs couldn't meet that 53 scholarship player number was due to, you guessed it, coronavirus. The Pac-12 released a statement saying that due to positive tests on the Cougars and resulting contact tracing, the Cougs could not get to 53 players. WSU's Pat Chun also added that there were other factors. Those other factors were a combination of injuries, opt-outs, and transfers this season. We did have a media call with Chun this afternoon, and he told us that 9 players are currently in COVID protocol, with 4 of those players put into the protocol this morning due to testing. They found out those test results at 11 a.m. As of Saturday, the football team had no players in the protocol, and Chun says the first positive test came either Monday or Tuesday. Being in the protocol means you have either tested positive for the virus or have come in close contact with someone who currently has the virus. Several reports indicate that at least one of the players to test positive for COVID-19 was WSU quarterback Jaden DeLora. The biggest question for the Cougs now is what happens with the Apple Cup. Since that game is literally a week away, it could be a possibility that that game gets moved to Saturday or Sunday if it works better with those WSU players going through COVID-19 protocols right now, but that remains to be seen. Pat Chun came in today thinking that he would be headed down to California right now.
My travel bag is still in my car, so the expectation when I left the house this morning was a happy wife and daughters because I'd be gone finally for another night. So today was just really about trying to get on that plane and get to Stanford, and unfortunately that did not happen.
Nick Rolovich also said in his statement, quote, "I'm disappointed for our team and our players. They have battled through so much this year. We had a good week of practice and we're excited to play this game. I recognize the pain they feel with this lost opportunity, but this 2020 football team is a resilient group of young men." Chun did make several mentions that the Cougs knew they were close to that 53 player number coming into today, so I did some digging on their roster. By my count, which included known opt-outs and injuries, the Cougs had 72 players available today before COVID. The 9 players in the protocol dropped that number down to 63. That means there are some opt-outs and injuries we aren't aware of as a media. It leads me to believe if they get just a few players back from injury or COVID next week, then they will be good to go. But obviously, that remains to be seen, just like pretty much everything in 2020. This is not the first piece of coronavirus news out of the university this week. WSU head basketball coach Kyle Smith also tested positive for the virus. Back to you.
Okay, Brenna, thanks so much for that. We'll still ahead here tonight on KREM 2 News at 6. Pfizer saying it's applying today to the FDA for emergency use authorization for its vaccine. The drug giant hopes to produce up to 50 million doses this year, with about half of that going to the U.S.
Plus, later on in the broadcast, with the La Nina winter in sight, how much snow is the region expected to get? Meteorologist Tom Sherry breaks it down in his extended winter forecast.